numbers 11 and 12. If needed, we'll get to number 31 after that. I need everyone to stop what you're doing and pay attention. I'd be surprised if any of you got these right. This was the one thing on midpoint we didn't talk about yesterday. On number 11, the problem is find the coordinates of G if F has the coordinates of 1, 3.5, if F 1, 3.5 is the midpoint of GJ, that's a segment GJ, and J has coordinates of 6, -2. Now, every year this is always one everybody has problems with because it's very, very easy when they give you the two endpoints and then ask you to add their things divided by 2 to find the midpoint. Everyone gets a little squeamish when we try to do it the other way around. If you'll remember to find the midpoint, and I'm going to write it like this. The x value, and I'm going to put a little subscript m right there to say the x value of the what? Midpoint. And the y value of the midpoint is equal to, and then in big parentheses, x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. These represent the two endpoints, x coordinates, right? And these represent the two. So what you've got here is you've got two separate formulas. To find the x coordinate of the midpoint, it's x1 plus x2 over what?
Okay.
To find the y coordinate of the midpoint, it's what? y1 plus y2 over 2.
That's
Okay, now look
y1.
at that. So in essence, what you've got is you've got two equations.
Mr. Stone, that's y1 plus y1.
Oh, sorry. Either one doesn't, yeah. There we go. Thank you. Now, what you have to think about is what did they give me in this problem? Okay. Because you've got basically 3 points. One of them they want you to find, and one of them they gave you stuff for, right? Did they give you the coordinates of the midpoint? Did they?
Yes.
The midpoint here is F. This is the midpoint. So they gave you the x coordinate of the midpoint and the y coordinate of the what? So you've got a number to put in for that, and you've got a number to put in for that. Do you not?
Yes.
Everyone agree? And I'll be happy to freeze this and let you copy all this down afterwards. I just want your attention and listen, so you can try to follow with what I'm doing. Now, did they give me an x coordinate of either of the endpoints? The two endpoints are G and J, aren't they? They gave me the x coordinate for what?
J.
J. So this is like an x1 and this is a what?
Y1.
So they gave me a number to put in for that, and they gave me a number to put in for that. The question is, what they want to know is G, which is the second endpoint, so we could basically kind of call it x2 comma what? This is what they don't give us. Would everyone agree?
Yes.
Now, if you'll remember from algebra, if you only have one unknown in an equation, can you solve for that unknown, for that variable?
Yes.
So let's put the numbers we know in first for the x. What do we know that the x coordinate of the midpoint is?
1.
So 1 is equal to, what is the x coordinate for one of our endpoints?
6.
6 right here. Plus, do we know the other one?
No.
Let's just call it x. Is that okay? All of that over what?
2.
Is there only one unknown in that?
Yeah.
So in essence, I could solve for it, couldn't I?
Yes.
Over here, did they give me a y coordinate for my midpoint?
3.5.
3.5 equal to, did they give me a number for y1 here?
-2.
-2. Plus, did they give me the y coordinate for g?
No.
So I'll just make that y over what?
2.
I have two equations with one unknown to solve here, don't I? Once I do, I'll find the coordinates of what? G. Now, the other thing that scares people off and makes everybody skittish looking at this is what is involved in each of these? A wonderful what?
Fraction.
Fraction. Multiply both sides by 2. What's going to happen?
You're just gonna get
What's going to happen here?
Cancel it out.
Divide into 1. So 2 is equal to 6 plus what?
X.
That doesn't look so scary, does it? What's going to happen here?
Same thing.
7 is equal to negative 2 plus y. That doesn't look so scary either, does it? Okay? Think about it. Anytime you do a problem like this, what's always going to be on the bottom? A 2. So once you get your equation, multiply both sides by what?
2.
2 to get rid of the fraction to make things look a little bit easier. Subtract 6 here, subtract 6. You found that your x coordinate or your x2 is what? Negative 4. Add 2, your y coordinate, y2 is what? So what are the coordinates of G, what they ask us to find?
Negative 4, 9.
X always goes first, negative 4, comma, 9. Okay, I'll zoom out. Let's everybody write that down, make sure you have that.
You said that was 11, right? Or 12?
Yes.
That seems to be
12 is just like it, except they're even nicer to you. Instead of giving you numbers, they tell you that the coordinates of C are A and 2A. What you'll actually find there is it's actually a shorter problem, believe it or not. I'm going to start drawing the picture for 12 down here. You guys should already have that on your paper.
Mr. Sim,
Well, you guys write that down. Yes, ma'am.
for some reason my calculator, like, it has the square root and the second button, but it keeps saying error. I need your help.
Are you putting a negative in there?
No, I just keep pressing the second button and then I press the square root button and it says error.
It's interesting.
It's,
Let me see it.
Mine does that too. Makes me mad.
What are you talking about?
I wouldn't imagine that'd make you happy.
oh, I'm so sorry.
Like whenever I try to do this thing. It's like, what should I do?
Okay, you guys both have you have two types of calculators. And here, I'll explain this. If your calculator, when you put it in, listen to me. If your calculator, when you put in the numbers, you see a scrolling display. Like if you put 3 plus 4, you see the 3, the plus, and the 4, right? Well, if you notice on hers, I go 3 plus, it just blinks. 4, 3 disappears, and then I go to equal. It says 7, right? These type, you have to do the operation second. For her, she put 148 in, press second function,
It's in the middle.
it's in the middle.
Yeah, the X and the 2 is like right there.
Line.
It's above the left parenthesis.
Oh, and you don't press the second function on yours. Enter. So you hit the square root button second on that one.
So I don't hit the second button, I just put 148 in.
Yeah, right, the second button is for the stuff above. See the stuff in green? And they'll usually color code them anymore now.
Okay.
Green things, if you want the green thing to happen, hit the green button. If you don't want, see what it means, the difference?
What's this one?
That's so each button can have 2 functions,
Okay.
okay?
So,
So yours, you're gonna put the number in first, like 25, square root 25 is
that's
5.
really easy.
Coach Thumb, I think
Okay.
I just like messed up this whole assignment.
So, no, you did.
That's what she's
No,
talking
like I'm pretty sure I did.
Let
Like I
me,
did it wrong.
let's finish, 12. I'm sure it's not as bad as you think.
You're doing
Yeah.
that, right?
No.
Okay.
That's square.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 2 units.
That's square root.
Let's everybody look at number 12 now. Number 12 is the same concept. This is the midpoint. They give you that C has the coordinates of A, comma 2A. Is that correct?
Yes.
The midpoint has, the M has the coordinates of 6, comma 4. D has the coordinates of 9, comma 2. Okay. It looks like algebra, we probably need to create an equation. And how do these relate to each other? Well, this is the midpoint, so these relate to them in that these two x coordinates added together divided by 2 should equal that, should it not? So to find the midpoint, to find 6, I would do a plus what? 9 over 2 should equal what?
6.
Believe it or not, to just find A, I don't need to make another equation. Multiply both sides by 2. A plus 9 is equal to what?
12.
Subtract 9, A is equal to. So that makes this what? 3. And this what? 6. Now I've got the coordinates of each one. And all I asked us to find was A, wasn't it? So there you go. Okay? On number 31, you're just going to use the distance formula. It's unfortunately just going to have some really big, nasty numbers. Your x and your y. Do you see what I'm saying on 31? Everybody looking at 31? They want us to know the, estimate the distance of it. You're just going to use big, ugly numbers to use the distance formula. Subtract your x's, square them, subtract your y, square them, add them together, and take square root of them. Okay?